Are you ready to experience real healing, body, mind, and soul? Introducing Becoming Whole, Healing with Francie Soito, a powerful new live show on SoulSearch TV. Francie is a Reiki master, psychic medium, and angelic channel with over 15 years of experience helping people and pets heal, receive messages from the spirit world, and reconnect with their true path. Every other Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific, join Francie live as she taps into your energy field, connects with your angels and guides, and offers messages of healing, love, and deep transformation. Watch for free on SoulSearch TV, available online on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and our mobile app. Want to receive a live reading or healing? Spots are limited. Grab your ticket now and receive a private Zoom link to join the session. Launching June 26th. Let the healing begin.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Becoming Whole, Healing with Francie. I'm Francie Soito. I'm a Reiki master and psychic medium. And I want to welcome, if you're watching on YouTube Live or Facebook or Instagram, welcome. That's the first time we're streaming live to all those channels at the same time. So excited to have you here. I've got a lot of folks to talk to this evening, so I want to jump right in. But first, before we start, I've been feeling a lot of ungrounded energy lately. And so let's just take a couple of breaths together collectively, focusing on the bottoms of our feet and breathing down and out the bottoms of our feet, anything that we no longer need, any stress or pain, fear, anxiety. Just imagine that flowing down your spine, down your hips and legs, and all the way out the bottoms of your feet. Feeling very connected to Mother Earth, very supported, very safe, and very grounded. Take 3 deep breaths with me. I am love. I am enough. I am the peace internally that I want to see externally in the world. Good. Wonderful. Great. Thank you for that. And I'd love to start with my first participant. So Christina, want to welcome you. If you want to unmute yourself, and cameras are optional.
Hi, Francie. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you, Christina?
I'm doing great. Just coming off getting done with my work day. So, yeah.
Good. Well, this is a nice time to kind of relax and readjust. So I do a little bit of different kinds of things. I do mediumship, psychic readings, as well as some healing. So how can I help you this evening?
Well, I didn't have much time to think about it, but whatever you think comes through, I'm open. So,
Yeah.
I was just talking to a friend about an incident that happened September 1st. I don't know if the vortex were doing a number on me.
Yeah.
I couldn't get in my house. My garage code malfunctioned. And I don't know if that was something done intentionally. I had someone staying at my house. And then, although sometimes I've been honing my intuition, getting up. While I was in the shuttle from the Phoenix airport, I kept telling myself, there's something amiss. But I couldn't put my finger on it. And I'm like, then I'm like, it's the garage door code is not going to work. So then I try to tell myself, no, get that out of your head. Erase it. It'll be fine. But the feeling just kept coming back to me. And that was an hour before coming home.
And it was true.
Yeah. And it was true. And then I was stranded at midnight till about 1 a.m. and
Oh, no.
panicking and trying to figure out who can I call in Sedona that will pick me up, and everybody has their
Yeah.
phone on DND, I mean, I don't blame people for doing that, right?
Yeah.
Because it's very late. And there are no cabs here in Sedona.
Yeah. It's hard. You're a little bit stranded. You know what's interesting? As you're talking, I was feeling into it a little bit, and you're exhibiting something that a lot of my clients and myself, a lot of light workers are exhibiting right now, which is a very heightened psychic intuition. So that is what you're exhibiting is called claircognizance or
Mhm.
clear knowing. It's that predictive quality, or that just something pops into your head and you're like, oh, I'm going to get pulled over. Or, oh, that tree's going to fall down. Or, oh, I know who's going to call me in a few minutes, right? We all have different clairs or psychic gifts. Some other gifts are stronger in us than others. We usually have a primary as well as a secondary. And so that sense of knowingness can come in dreams. It can come in just how you exhibited it. You don't know where it comes from, but all of a sudden, boom, you just know truth. And it feels like maybe in your gut, like that's something that's going to happen. Some of us are clairsentient. We feel energy, or we feel and sense things. Clairaudience is when we hear things, and then clairvoyance is when we actually see things with our kind of sixth sense. And so with the transition from the 3D to the 5D, our psychic gifts are becoming more and more awake. And so pay attention to things like ringing in the ears for clairaudience to open up. Pay attention to headaches and pressure in and around the third eye as your third eye starts to open some more. Pay attention to food sensitivities and upset stomachs as your clairsentience starts to open up and awaken. And that claircognizance, there's not really like necessarily a physical precursor to that like some of the others, other than maybe more vivid dreams or just the sense of knowingness. And so what I would encourage you to do is go back to like how that came to you. Was it a voice in your head? Was it a feeling? And then try to see if you can distinguish that from other floating thoughts, and see if you can tell, if that's how you can tell that's your intuition versus just, chatter in your mind. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So let me tune into your energy some more and see if there's more specific guidance for you as these gifts are starting to open up a little bit, okay?
Mhm.
So take a nice deep breath with me. I'm going to link it with your energy. The light within me meets the light within you. The light within you, Christina. Take a nice deep breath. Oh, beautiful pink aura you've got. Loving energy. The light within you meets the light within me. Calling on Christina's guides and angels to step forward with clear messages and guidance. And so you're asking about that specific incident in September. All I keep seeing for you, my dear, is paying attention to the moon and its cycles. So the way your psychic abilities will start to enhance and improve is along with the cycles. So when it's a new moon, your gifts might become more dormant. When it's the full moon, that might be a good, and getting close to and around the full moon, that might be a good time for you to practice some things. Okay. Is that something that you want to develop further?
Yes.
Okay. So for your clairvoyance, which you can, and anyone can do this, whether this is a primary or secondary clair of yours, or you haven't explored it at all, you can get safely light a candle and focus on the candle flame. Just kind of let your eyes get a little lazy and just focus on the wave of the flame. And you might start to notice like the aura of the flame. And then after about, 5-10 minutes or so, close your eyes and see if you can hang on to what's called the after image of that flame in your third eye or your mind's eye. It's kind of like when it's a really bright day outside, and then you go in someplace dark and you close your eyes and you kind of see a lot of like reds and oranges from where you were just at. It's something similar to that. The more you can focus on maintaining and holding on to that after image, the more that will help to open the third eye. Another thing you can do is imagine a third eye opening in front of you. So the way we think about a third eye opening or psychic gifts or clairvoyance is a lot of times we see like a third eye artistically painted on the forehead looking out. It's actually not energetically accurate. The third eye is actually a few inches in front of your forehead looking in. Because in truth, all the knowledge and wisdom we seek lies within. And so to help open that up, you can imagine a third eye or like an eye in front of you. And then slowly the iris starts to open, the eyelid starts to open. And the color of the iris is like an indigo, purple, blue color. And the more you can just imagine that, and again, you don't have to, if you're not a good visualizer, it's hard for you, just imagine it or just tell yourself it's there. And then just hang on to that and have that intention of your third eye opening some more. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. No, I'm pretty good with my imagination and kind of keeping the vision. Yeah.
Great. And you know, the thing that I found when I was opening up my gifts some more is I put a lot of judgment around imagination. Like, is it just my imagination or is this real? What my guides told me is imagination is the window into your psychic abilities. It is the window of you letting go, relaxing, daydreaming, and it's in that state that you start to receive messages and insight from the other side, from your guides, from your angels, etc. So starting with your imagination, there's nothing wrong with that. And that's actually a really great way to kind of strengthen that psychic gift that we have.
Okay.
There's something else they want to talk about. There's something with your work and also something around your heart. And it feels like your emotional heart that they want to address. Is that okay if we talk about that a little bit?
Yes.
Okay. Safe word is pizza. So in a public setting, if I go into any area that you're not comfortable talking about, just blurt out pizza and I'll stop. No questions asked. Okay. So your angels are talking about healing in the heart. So there's a little bit of an emotional trauma. It feels like it might be tied to a child or someone really close to you that you might be worried about or struggling with. Worry is the word I want to use, and heavy is the heart from that. And what they're saying is, give your worry to the angels, ask them to intercede, and all will be well and all is well. Now it's kind of vague, but does that make sense to you?
I'm just trying to think. I have a daughter, but she's grown.
Yeah. It was an adult I was seeing.
Yeah. She's transitioning right now with her living situation. She's relocating.
Okay.
And so she's sort of nomadic right now. And she's coming here in December. We're going to discuss her plans. So a little bit worried about her next step, I guess. Yeah. That
feels right. I mean, I don't want to make it, fit or anything, but energetically, as you're talking, that feels like the energy that they're showing me of just a little bit of worry, a little bit of heavy heart of what's going to happen. It was like a future worry for their stability. So that feels right. So let's see what else they have to say besides all will be well. Let's see if we can get a little bit more specific from them than that. They're saying that she needs to take her time to kind of find herself a bit, and there might be a little bit more travel in her future before she really starts to settle. They're saying you can help her by providing that stability and grounding, kind of like we did in the beginning of the episode. Oh, that's interesting. They want you to get her an orange calcite crystal.
Orange calcite.
I'm not sure why. I know that would help with the sacral chakra, but they want you to, I'm seeing it very clearly, that will help her energy maybe stabilize a little bit.
Okay.
What's going on with work? There's some, I'm feeling some static there.
Work. Yeah, there's been some unhappiness.
Friction,
Yeah, friction.
tension, personality clashes, people not talking, they're talking over each other, they're not connecting. So your angels are bringing it up for a reason. So does that sound, does that?
But you're on point.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask what they have. They're like, step out of the drama. Don't get in it. Don't be a part of it. Remove yourself. That's interesting. They're saying literally your energy is too important to be wasted in that drama or in that lower frequency. They don't use the word drama. That's Francie's filter. But they want you to kind of pull yourself out because you've got such great, kind of like with your daughter, such great grounding capabilities. If you find yourself slipping into that lower frequency and getting in it with everybody, because you're so powerful with your energy, you can weigh everything down. So if you can stay up and out, you will inspire people to stay up and out. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely. Yeah.
So please ground your energy, bring your own crystals to work. Know that this is not your drama play to be a part of. You're there to show how to be an example, which is to remove yourself and to not be critical. They're saying they're very critical of each other, of not being judgmental and critical of each other, just compassionate and patient.
I work from home, but I do a lot of video conferencing, and I have to be on camera all day long. So
Yeah.
And sometimes I know that energy can translate, even if you're not there in person with them, on camera as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you are you familiar with Reiki?
Yeah, energy, yes.
Yeah. Have you been attuned to Reiki yourself?
I mean, I don't know how.
No.
I've never, taken
Taking the class. Okay.
but I'm
So
very familiar with the energy work, yes.
great. So for those of you that are watching that have a similar situation to Christina, you can kind of like beam Reiki to the screen just to not, you're not going to send Reiki to anyone without their permission, but just to kind of settle and smooth things down if the tensions get heightened. So what you can do, energy moves through screens just as well as it does in person. If you can feel tensions rising in meetings or people not communicating, just kind of like imagine a heart or love or white light going across the screens and that everyone is communicating and hearing each other. And it will make a difference. And so you can give that a try to make sure that one, again, you're not slipping into the lower frequency with them, but you're also helping to raise the vibration. You're there for a reason, and it's not for the work. You're there from a more of a spiritual level to help guide people on how to be better humans. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I try to embody a lot of that too with this group, this crowd. I've worked with them for a long time, and they know, but sometimes that tension and the negativity coming from them, I try to sort of deflect it. But you feel it, I feel it. And then in turn, it brings my frequency down too, and yeah.
So and you're not alone. And a lot of my clients have the same thing. I used to have that when I was in corporate, and I'm sure a lot of people listening have the same thing. So there's good news. There's things you can do. Shielding and clearing. So when you get up in the morning, imagine yourself in a white light, like a little egg, and it's going to stay with you all day long, and nothing but light and love can penetrate that egg. Number 2, especially for my clairsentients out there. Every week, get yourself some sea salt, not Epsom salt, not table salt, not Himalayan salt. It's got to be from the sea. 1.5 cups in a bath every week. And that leaches everybody else's energy from your system, so you're not bogged down by it. During the grounding, what we did earlier is just a little snippet. On my website, on franciesoito.com, I've got a section for resources. There's a full grounding meditation there, as well as an article called Congrats, You're an Empath. Now what? And it goes through a lot of different shielding and protection and clearing exercises that anyone can do. You don't have to be spiritual. You don't have to be a Reiki person. Anyone can do it. And it's really effective.
I'll take a look at those resources. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you so much for participating tonight. Any other last minute questions I can help you with?
No, I think that's good. My daughter, most important person in my life.
Yeah.
Work is necessary. I'm still in corporate America. It is what it is at this point. Hopefully I'll retire soon. But yeah, I'm learning, to sort of deflect and shield my energy, and also not to behave the same way they do.
Yeah.
Because then that just brings everything back to where they are.
Correct. You use the last few years you have there as an opportunity to leave a better impression, change the culture of how to be more loving, compassionate, and non-judgmental to each other. See what you can do about leaving that stamp as your legacy. And that will really help so many people that are currently there and people that will come after you leave.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you so much for coming tonight. I hope it helped.
Yeah, that helped.
All right, hon. Take care.
You too.
All right. Thank you for that. Jess, if I could ask you to unmute, and if you want to turn your camera on, it's optional.
I might keep it off if it's okay, just because my question is kind of confidential. I know this is on TV.
Yes, correct.
If you don't mind.
And pizza is your safe word. So if we go someplace you don't want to go in public, you just blurt it out, okay?
Thank you.
Of course. How can I help you this evening?
I have a question about a work situation, and I'm just wondering if I should stay, if I should go, and whether I stay or go, like if I can talk to a colleague the way they talk to me. I've been pretty deferential and polite, and I feel like I'm being taken advantage of.
Mm-hmm. So I'm already hearing some things, but before I jump in, let me link in with your energy a little bit more succinctly here. So take a nice deep breath with me, Jess. The light within me meets the light within you. The light within you meets the light within me. Calling on Jess's guides and angels to step forward with clear messages for this evening. Oh my goodness, my dear. Yeah, it's really stressing you out. You've got your aura is changing colors, but it's a little darker. So meaning it just feels like it's weighing heavy on you. And there's some stress involved, and it might be affecting you physically. How's your digestive and back area?
Seems to generally need work.
So whenever we're in a situation where we're being bullied, which it feels like you are in that situation, that can rock our solar plexus chakra. That energy center is in our stomach and our lower back area. That's our power center, where we feel confident, comfortable in our own skin, comfortable in our own sense of power, right? Stepping up and standing up for ourselves. And that feels that's kind of the darker color I was seeing, was like a darker yellow, which means, this is affecting your power center. And over time, energetically, that can affect your digestion, making it hard for you to digest certain foods, as well as providing you with some fun lower back pain. Does that resonate with you at all?
Yeah, for sure, the digestion.
Yeah. You until the stress level gets a little bit more manageable, You might avoid anything from a cow,
Mm-hmm.
milk, dairy, and red meat, yogurt, ice cream. That's usually a big trigger when people are stressed and have digestive problems.
Yeah, that's easy for me.
Okay, good. They're also saying for you, hang on, there's more. Sorry, you're going to have to cut some things out of your diet for now. Hang on. Oh, you might have a melon allergy, and I'm seeing like a cantaloupe. I've never seen this before, but there might be something with the specific fruits you're eating, like a melon, that doesn't want to work with you well. So do a little food journal, a little food diary, and see how you're feeling. And there's something with it's not acidic, but there's something that you have an allergy towards that you don't know of yet.
Thank you.
Yeah. You can do one of those like it doesn't feel like a full-blown allergy, more like a food sensitivity thing and insensitivity. So you can do a food sensitivity test through a naturopathic doctor. Or asking an allergist, but it's more than just a blood test to see what you're going to die from. It's more of like a level of what works with your system. But I want to say like cantaloupe, but I'm not positive. Might be something to avoid. But again, do a journal, talk to a doctor. Don't take my word for it. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So with regards to your work situation, what I'm hearing from your guides and angels is this is a good example for a lot of people. I see this a lot. When people are nasty to us, whether they are in a power situation where they're our boss or a colleague or a spouse or a parent or a lover or whatever it might be, and they just see you as someone they can dump their vomit on and their venom on. Does that sound accurate? It has nothing to do with you. This person is completely insecure with themselves. And if you think about the words they say towards you, they're really saying it towards themselves. As an example, I don't want to get into any specifics because, again, public forum, I'll just be very general here. If they're saying something like, you don't work hard enough, Jess, at your job. I need more from you. They're saying that like they're insecure about the level of work they're doing and they're not stepping up for themselves, right? And so think about the words they use towards you and see if you can reflect on how they're saying this really to themselves. And the more vicious they might be towards you, the more vicious they are to themselves. Like imagine what their internal dialogue is. If they're talking externally to you that way, my goodness, they must be really beating themselves up a lot internally and being very critical of themselves. And from that perspective, you can have some compassion for that. Like, man, they're really hurting right now. It must be really tough to be them. If they're this kind of nasty externally, they must be having a real internal battle with themselves. And that deserves a level of compassion. I don't need to like take their venom, internalize it. That's not me. It's all about them. But I can see them as hurting and I can have some compassion towards them. So let me tune into the energy a little bit more specifically for you to see what guidance they have. Again, forgive me if I go there. It feels like a female you might be struggling with.
I think this person, they're not female, but I think they have issues with women in their life. So that's probably what you're picking up. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Well, meaning I think I'm getting my wires crossed. I do feel there's a female that feels kind of bossy. Are you? Remember pizza? How's your relationship with your mom?
Yeah, you're probably picking up that. That for sure is an issue. And this
Um,
person is definitely triggering, even though they're a man, they're definitely triggering my issues with my mother. So that's
it.
probably
Bing,
what
bing,
you're
bing. I say this a lot too. Okay, this is crazy.
getting
We either marry our parent
at.
or like our bosses end up being like the let's say negative or toxic side of our parent relationships a lot of
Yeah.
times. And so here's the thing. If you are repeating patterns, you're attracting people like your mom over and over and over in your life. Maybe your partner has a little bit like your mom, your boss has a little bit like your mom. It's
Mhm.
because the universe is trying to help you learn a lesson,
Mhm.
as hard as that is to say.
Mhm.
And that lesson is, how do you get beat down by others and still not let it affect you and come out of it with love? How can you see somebody who's being nasty towards you and send them compassion? How can you love yourself enough to say, oh, you know what, that's not appropriate to say to me? I appreciate where you're coming from, but those words are not something I'm going to receive. How can you love yourself enough to stand up for yourself in a loving way? Not, dropping yourself down to their frequency and getting into the weeds with them and fighting, but like, oh, that's not appropriate. I'll let you have some space. I'm going to walk over here when you're ready to have a conversation. I'll be right here for you. Right.
Mhm.
So there's certain ways that you might be able to communicate and disarm them in a way that they're like, wait a minute. It's almost like when you kind of call out a bully, they don't know how to react. And then there's some loving ways you can address that. Yeah. Did you have a question or comment?
Yeah, like those are. I'm just wondering how to just say it just the way you said it, I guess, to
Yeah.
them.
Well, if you want to, again, give me a scenario. Like, what are some of the things this person would say to you? And I'll ask the angels how you can respond.
Thank you. Like they'll know how much work I put into something. I'll when I deliver the work, I'll say it took this many hours.
Mhm.
They'll reject the work, and I'm freelance, so then I don't get paid.
Oh,
Yeah, it's awful. It's a totally abusive, like this is industry that I'm in, which I won't say, but it's freelance. It's in the
okay.
freelance realm, which is fine. That's their right to. But they'll also say it didn't seem like you put a lot of work into it, which I already told them how many hours I put into it. So it's like a double, like a what is it called?
Yeah.
You twist the knife. It's like you didn't have to say that multiple times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. 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 Okay. Oof. Is this the same client that we're having the same issue with, or multiple clients that you're having similar issues with?
It's one.
One. Okay. I'm not sure if this is Francie's marketing high tech corporate brain coming in. I think it's the angels, but you might want to have it with a grain of salt here. Because what I'm seeing is the freelance work, if possible, have a contract and have them pay you 50% up front, no matter what. And that's yours to keep. The payment towards the end only if they like the work at the end. That there's something wrong there. So they want you to have more like a contract in place for these what if scenarios.
Mhm.
And they're easier said than done. I know the angels don't have to earn a living, but they say this stuff anyway. They're saying you can cut your losses with this particular client because there's more waiting in the wings. You don't need this one. If you feel that's an option, you might consider that. But I don't feel like they're kind of like blowing them off. Like you don't need to stick around with this one. There's
Mhm.
more. You can other clients that would appreciate your work more. But
The issue is it's in the writing field and there's not a lot of outlets, as you know, in the
yeah,
media world.
I do know that as a writer myself. Yeah. And they want to give you specifics on what to say to him when he says something like that to you too. So they're going backwards a little bit. Hang on. I appreciate your so when he's saying like it didn't take that, I don't see how it took that long or whatever. I appreciate your perspective, but that's how long it took. No. They're very simple. That's how long it took. Okay, next question. Mhm.
Okay.
Um,
And I guess the main question, if you don't mind if I
yeah,
ask, is
please.
like, it was very hard to get this gig. These gigs are not easy to come by. And then like, do I just self-publish instead of staying with this gig where it's not worth the money for sure? I know that. It's worth it only for the eyeballs
Mm.
that are reading the writing.
Is there ghostwriting involved here?
No, it's my name is out there.
So is ghostwriting something that would be in the field that you would consider?
Oh, sorry. Probably not. I feel like I like to speak with my voice, with my name, like, so it's very clear that it's from me.
Okay. So just consider, there might be another revenue stream for you to pursue potentially, which is working with other either younger authors or well-known folks that aren't writers that want to tell their story. And so there might be something in that to consider as another potential revenue stream, they're saying. So this particular contract, it feels like when this project is done, hang on, they're telling me a couple different things at once. So this is an opportunity for you to grow, stand on your own 2 feet, stand in your power, find your voice, tell them this is what I do. My work is valid. I find value in my work. This is how I work. Kind of like this is an opportunity for you to learn this lesson. Just like I'm sure it's difficult for you to, or has been difficult in the past for you to stand up to your mom and to stand up to other people like this that question your integrity or that question or let's say devalue you in some way. And so until you learn that lesson with this particular person, if you just leave and walk away, the next person's going to be the same. That's how the universe works. Sorry. And so the more you can figure out how to communicate your needs to this person, or just be, not take the junk and voice your own value, then that contract will finish quickly, and then you'll be able to move on to others where people will value you more.
Okay, so I can say things like, I like disagree that, with what he's saying, and
Yeah, it's not so much, so you're not going to change his mind.
yeah.
It's not about disagreeing. It's about being an active, like what they're saying is an active listener. I hear you. I appreciate that is your perspective. My perspective is it takes me this long to do this work because of A, B, and C. I hear you. You don't think, you don't have to say, you don't think that my work is valuable. It's like, I understand. Okay. I appreciate that is your perspective. Let me walk you through the hours I put in and why, and how that works. If you're curious, I can walk you through that some more.
Okay. And should I just let me know when I'm out of time.
Yeah. We've got another minute.
I have so many like things that I've written that they've rejected. Like just self-publish, like bother with other media, which seems like such a chore, to bother with pitching to other media.
The ghostwriting is coming up again. Share what you're comfortable sharing, but I don't have a grasp of what you're doing. It doesn't sound like you're copywriting, so I'm not sure. And I'm a writer, so I know there's a bunch of different things you can do on the background. Is it fiction, nonfiction? Is it memoir? Is it
journalism?
Journalism. What they're saying is there's other opportunities and larger opportunities for you to explore. So I have a friend of a friend who works for, I think, the Atlantic, and that name is sticking in my head. So maybe something like that or of that caliber you might look at as far as additional freelance work. But I want to spread you out. Like, I don't want you to put all your pies in this, all your eggs in this one basket with this one person. I want to get you, they're showing me you need to go up and out. So more national and bigger publications than you're at now. But they're saying this is an important, you're supposed to be where you're at right now to work through your speaking your truth and standing in your power. So once you do that, then more doors will open and bigger doors will open. Okay. And any kind of yellow crystals will help with your power when you're talking to him or emailing, as well as light blue for the throat chakra. Okay. I hope that helps a little tiny bit.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing this.
You're so welcome. Good luck. And you're worth
again.
it, and you're valuable, and don't let anyone tell you anything different. Just don't take that. Okay. That's their perspective. That's not your reality. You know how hard you work. Don't let anyone, second guess that.
Thank you
for
so
yourself.
much again.
You're welcome, hon. Take care. Good luck.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. All right. Very common problem I see with my work is dealing with challenging people. And again, it's about standing in your power, stepping into love, and seeing the other person with compassion. As it sounds easy, but boy, that is hard stuff to do. All right, Princess, if you wouldn't mind coming on screen.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it off also.
Okay, that's fine. How can I help you this evening?
Thank you. Well, I love that you just said that you have a marketing high-tech brain.
I do.
I finally came down to one concise statement here, and I had pizza last night, so I was excited about that also.
We're speaking the same language.
Yeah.
That's great.
I'll read you my dribble and then we'll get down to the main one here though. But I wrote, who is my target audience? How can I reach them? Where do I need to be? What message do I need to say? Tell me more about who's my tribe that I am meant to assist with their awakening. And then the last statement I wrote was how and where to market myself.
Okay. I'm writing all this down.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, you're fine. I got it all. I think I got it all. All right. So before I ask any questions or do anything else, let's link our energies together if that's okay. So take a nice deep breath, Princess. Okay. The light within me meets the light within you. The light within you meets the light within me. Beautiful green, blue, kind of aqua marine color with your aura. The light within me meets the light within you. The light within you meets the light within me. Calling on princesses, guides, and angels to step forward with clear messages and guidance. All right. I'm gonna ask the angels to provide insight without me, Francie, knowing anything about what you do, and see. We're just gonna test them and see how accurate or inaccurate it is. Okay. What I'm hearing them say is to keep it simple for yourself. Your target audience really is you. And so your demographic, your age group, your income level, the things that you like to do, where to market is, what podcasts you listen to, what newspapers you read, what websites you go to. So they're saying you are that target audience. And so you don't have to, create the, poster person, Jane 35 likes to ride her bike, blah, blah, blah. They're like, it's you. And they're even saying the male version of you also. So both male and female.
What does that mean?
Meaning it's not just female target audience, but the male version of, I guess the male version of you. I don't know. That's what they said.
Okay.
Let's see. People that are outgoing, people that are gregarious, they're not introvert. I keep seeing literally people riding bikes. I don't know if that means they're active or they like to be outdoors. And I'm going to ask you what you do after this. So we're going to see if this is on target or not. Okay, with the messaging, they're saying, don't overthink it. Don't market speak. You know what I mean? Like marketing, like don't like, you know, solutions for your innovative whatever. Like don't use keywords in your messaging. They're saying be truthful and honest. That will come through in the energy of it. So here's the thing I learned in doing this kind of work and still having my marketing brain. The energy you put in is more important than the words you use. So what is your intention? If you're going to be doing an ad, who do you want to reach? How do you want to reach them? How do you want them to feel when they first connect with you? That's more important than the actual marketing copy. The energy behind it, your intention behind it, and how you're going to help them. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think that's probably what.
Oh, say that again. Did I lose you? Sorry, I think I lost you. Either I froze or you froze. Can you repeat that, Princess?
So yeah, that's probably why I haven't, because I go to workshops and they tell me to do what you just said not to do because it doesn't feel true to me. And then it's like, oh gosh, like I've done some psychic fairs and a couple of times the person next to me was doing Akashic records and they got clients, people to sit down with them. And I didn't, and I could do Akashic records, but I wasn't saying that. I didn't market myself that way. So I'm like, I don't get it.
Mm-hmm. Let me feel into it.
I've been doing this for a long time, so there's a lot of things I could offer, and I wish I could just come up with like a term that just caught on that meant like, what do you need? I can help you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
ridiculous too, because I tried to do a website and I had like 16 offerings and that just looked ridiculous.
Yeah. So this is going to sound like a plug and I don't mean it that way. I teach a course called Keeping and Growing Your Spiritual Business. And I do a lot of this kind of work on helping businesses like yourself get through some of these growing pains, or like you hit a plateau and you can't grow, or you're just starting out and how do you expand? And one of the things I talk about, and this came to me from my guides and angels, because I was screwing up right and left, let me tell you, it was don't market your modalities.
Okay.
You are the service,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So I went from my business used to be Reiki energy healing, and I would that was how I would market. But then I started learning all these other modalities and it didn't quite fit and didn't really work right. And then I started pitching like, well, I can do angel card readings and I can do mediumship and I can do this. So I started like marketing the tools. And what my guide said was, show them that you understand their problems. You don't have to tell them exactly which tool you're going to grab to help with those problems. Just, I can help with this problem. I can help with that problem. I can help with that problem. And then behind the scenes, I can do that with Reiki, or I can do that with mediumship. So if you check out my website, you'll see how it's like, I can help you with healing or guidance or spiritual growth or classes, right? Or learning. And so think about marketing yourself as a solution to a problem, not a modality. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's very slippery though. Like I will check out your website. Maybe that's why I'm here. But,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing too, it feels icky because, you know, it's ego based and we don't want to, I don't like it, but all of our tools are similar.
Yeah, that's what I was telling my friend
What's
two nights ago or last night. I
Yeah.
was like, it's all the same people. Like I
Yeah.
was like,
What's
telling
different is you.
yeah.
And so instead of, again, what I went from Reiki Energy Healing, LLC, I went to, okay, I'm me, right? So I'm not like promoting me or marketing me, but it's like I'm the one that's coming to bring the solutions. And so instead of it being Akashic Record readings by Francie or mediumship by Francie, it's just Francie. And then I do all this other stuff behind it and underneath it. So if you look at, well-known, very well-respected people in our field, they market themselves by their name. Tony Stockwell, Gordon Smith, Sylvia Brown, John Gray, et cetera, et cetera. It's not, past lives with Brian, I can't remember his last name. It's Brian Blah, right? And so consider looking into what it would look like to have your name. And then what are some of the unique solutions that you bring to the table that only you can bring because of your unique experience and your unique life experience. So I'll give you another example real quick. A good friend of mine who's a medium took that class of mine, and she's a medium. And so I love mediumship. We're a dime a dozen these days. How do you distinguish yourself? She went through her life story and realized she had a lot of trauma. And she approaches her mediumship through kind of like a trauma informed kind of perspective. And so she started marketing herself as a trauma informed medium. So she works specifically in that specific target audience of trauma. And so, what is your unique life experience that you can draw from, whether that's addiction recovery, whether that's abusive, past trauma, whether that's motherhood or childhood or siblinghood, or like what is some big lessons that you've learned in your life that's unique to you that you can also offer to that specific target audience. That's why the angels are saying you are the target audience. Does that make sense? People like you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So a lot of times it's
using my name is an issue. It's like usually the last thing I tell people. We'll be getting along, and then when I say my name, they're like, oh, or the handshake goes limp. It's like,
why?
Yeah, exactly. I
Is
had
it
no
because of
problem
princess?
growing up. Yeah. Yep.
That's interesting.
All of a sudden they just hear I'm a bitch.
Oh, they think like you named yourself that or
Yeah.
something?
I guess. Even when I tell them that that's not the case, they're just like, your shit don't stink or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. They think you're putting on airs.
Yeah.
Well, there is energy to names. And so maybe there's a middle name you can use.
Yeah, but that was my you're in trouble name.
Oh. We don't want that.
No.
There's something else. Hang on. And then I know you've got some more questions, but there's something else I want to say. Give me 1 second. Doop. When we go through our dark tunnels in life, lessons we learned, again, from the traumas we've had, etc., we are supposed to turn around, look who's behind us that's still in their tunnel, same kind of tunnel we were in, and how can we drag them forward with us? How can we share with them the lessons on how we got out of our tunnel so they can get out of their tunnel? And so again, it's just another way of the angel saying your experience matters and what you bring to the table is unique, and not to, kind of like the previous caller with Jess, not to devalue yourself or what you offer. Hang on, they're not. A little bit more on the self-confidence too. So when you're self-confident about being of service, I'm here because this is my God-given gift to share. It helps the ego quiet down, but then it also makes you more confident to say at these expos or at these shows or as you're marketing yourself, I'm here to offer a service. I'm here to help. I'm here to help. And that energy people feel and are attracted to. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm totally there to help.
And keeping that in the forefront of your mind and your heart energetically when you're doing your marketing, when you're doing a website, when you're at an expo, when you're doing this or that, that will help you. Basically, it's like flipping the closed sign to open, energetically saying, okay, I'm ready for clients now, universe, I'm ready. I'm ready. Questions you've got for me or for them?
Since I do have a lot of different modalities, like which one should be at the forefront?
So immediately they said, it depends on who's in front of you. Depends on who. Again, you're leading with modalities.
It's like that's having someone in front of me. I mean, how like everything's online and like there's a website, they're not in front of me, so I can't, I understand that at a psychic fair, but I don't understand that like with a website. And
yeah, check out mine. Check out TonyStockwell.com. He's got a good one. Check out Leanne Thomas, who is a mentor of mine, and she did this wonderful card deck. I'm just going to plug her real quick. Angelic Hope. Her website's angelichope.com. To get kind of a flavor of what I'm talking about, but also be really clear about the solutions you're helping or what problems you're there to help solve, and market. I hate to say it, market the problems, but make that really clear. Not the modalities, but I'm here because I need help with my future. If it's Akashic Records, right? I want to help understand my life path, my life purpose. So what is the problem your clients are having, and the solution that you can offer that's not modality based, but based on your integrity or based on your experience or based on you uniquely as Princess. They're saying it'll come. It'll come. You're looking at it a little bit too much from the brain perspective, not enough dropping into the heart perspective on it.
yeah, probably. I've heard all that before.
Yeah. Well, the angels are just going to keep telling you again and again and again.
No, not from them, from courses that I've taken. You're supposed to tell them, like, hit their pain points and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just so, I guess it's too formulaic. Like, that's what it's not meshing with me.
Yeah. And nothing should
And
feel
like the whole
forced,
name
right?
thing too. I don't want to be Princess the Medium or Michael the Medium or like so-and-so the Medium. It's like,
Yeah.
it's a spirit thing.
Yeah, that's right. And so you can say that spirit-led guidance or spirit-led practice, or I'm spirit-led to help with A, B, and C, or they're not done with you yet. Hang on. They've got some real specific things for you to do. Hang on.
Okay.
Again, pizza. If we go in any area that's not
Oh,
okay.
yeah,
Ready? Ready?
last night. Yep.
Ha, that's your safe word. There might be a little bit of childhood trauma to look at again. I know. You've already done it. But there might be some insecurity, something with the solar plexus chakra, kind of like the previous, like with Jess. There might be some parent-child stuff in there that's also causing some blocks for you right now. So look at the times when you felt powerless, voiceless, devalued, and see how far back that goes, and see if there's any old trauma that still needs to be looked at. Okay.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Does that resonate with you at all?
It's just been a lifelong journey.
And that lifelong journey might be an avenue for you to share your skills, market your skills, communicate your skills. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They have a lot for you ready to go. The angels, like a lot, like I'm seeing like a floodgate of clients. There's just a little bit more work you need to do on some of this. So you're clear about doing this. And they want you to, like I'm seeing tools. Hang on. I'm seeing like certain things for you to get, physical stuff. Do you do tarot also?
Yeah.
I know I just said don't do modalities, but I want to lean into that a little more. And I'm also seeing you, there's an angel, a specific angel, archangel that wants to work with you, but I'm also seeing you work with the tarot, almost like social media, like maybe a daily pull, if you're not doing that already, like a daily card, daily message, or weekly, or whatever feels comfortable for you. I know social media, I know, but we're all, we all need to stay connected with each other. And that's how some of our people communicate with us, is through social media. Just like tonight, I'm on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, and Instagram Live. But there's an angel that wants to work with you. Come on, who is it? Come on. I keep going to Archangel Gabriel, but I don't think that's right.
It is right.
It is right? Okay.
Yeah. I also channeled and someone saw him behind me.
Well, there you go. So let's see what I see Gabriel as more of a female. So forgive me if I use the female pronouns.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're not, they're gender neutral. But there's something here around messaging. Gabriel, so Archangel Gabriel is the angel that helped with messaging. Let Mary know that she was pregnant with Jesus. Let Noah know about the flood, et cetera, et cetera. So there's call on Archangel Gabriel to help with the messaging, the website, how you should put things forward. You might do a meditation and channel a little bit. And then, ask these questions you're asking me with automatic writing, and then just automatic write what you feel or you imagine Gabriel is saying to you, and it'll become clear. Because literally she's right here to help, right here. And a lot of golden energy with her. So if you're clairvoyant too, and you already tap into her energy, so you don't need me to tell you, but gold aura is what I sense when I'm around Archangel Gabriel. Questions for me, other angels, any other questions you've got?
I was thinking about doing volunteering, doing Reiki healing at wherever they accept it. So it's going to be hospitals, and it's probably people that are on their way out. And I don't do very well with that, even though I am a medium. I just don't do well with death. Is that a good place for me? Like, will I get over it? Is that not a good place for me? Should I stay away?
So what I'm hearing them say is it's important for you to work through more of your childhood trauma stuff before you put yourself in situations where you could be triggered.
Okay.
Okay. So that's a gentle way of saying not right now.
So do you have a reference for me for someone that is good with helping people with getting through that?
So ask that again. Sorry.
I'm sorry. I've tried so many different things, right? Rebirthing, cutting cords. I can't even name them right now, but is there someone that you know of that is really excellent in helping people with childhood trauma? They've been working through it for like forever.
I know. Same, right? You peel back one layer of the onion, you're like, you're still here. I thought I dealt with you. So, I found that some shamanic healers are great at kind of bringing the disparate parts of ourselves that have splintered off during trauma in childhood. So you might look into shamanic healing. I don't have one I can recommend off the top of my head, but you can email me and I can research it for you. I do have some contacts. I just can't think of them right at this second. The other thing, and again, this isn't a plug for me, a lot of us that are Reiki 2 or 3, we learned timeline healing with the distance symbol. So what I do a lot with my clients is I go back in time to whatever age, let's say the trauma started, and I hold space for that, younger version of yourself to be right in front of you. And then you can have a communication and a conversation, and I can send Reiki and we can cut cords going backwards in time. And so again, I can do that. A lot of my students that I've trained can do that as well. So Reiki, you need to be a Reiki 2 or Reiki 3 practitioner to do that, but you need to ask them if they can do timeline healing for childhood trauma.
Okay, I've done timeline healing and I am a Reiki master teacher.
Fantastic. Great. Sometimes though, we have our own blind spots. And so even though I'm a Reiki master also, I'll get Reiki done from my colleagues and we'll swap. So you might consider one of your colleagues and ask them to help, and then you can do a barter swap.
Cool. Sounds good.
Okay.
Thank
I
you.
hope that helps somewhat.
You. Yeah, totally.
Okay, good. Good. Thank you so much for coming tonight. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care. So I hope that helps some folks. We all have trouble and struggles with work relationships, with our career path, with what are we doing, where are we supposed to go. And so I hope, some of the messages from the angels for some of the other participants resonated with you this evening. I can't thank you enough for watching. I'm going to take a few weeks off with the holidays. And so my last episode will be on Thursday, December 11th. And so if you wanted to get a reading with me, you've got a couple weeks to do so, and you can sign up on my website. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you to this whole SoulSearch family, to Allison, to Manuel, to Tangela. I can't thank you guys enough for allowing me to be part of the SoulSearch family. So thank you, and thanks for listening and watching, and I'll see you next time.
Are you ready to experience real healing, body, mind, and soul? Introducing Becoming Whole, Healing with Francie Soito, a powerful new live show on SoulSearch TV. Francie is a Reiki master, psychic medium, and angelic channel with over 15 years of experience helping people and pets heal, receive messages from the spirit world, and reconnect with their true path. Every other Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific, join Francie live as she taps into your energy field, connects with your angels and guides, and offers messages of healing, love, and deep transformation. Watch for free on SoulSearch TV, available online on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and our mobile app. Want to receive a live reading or healing? Spots are limited. Grab your ticket now and receive a private Zoom link to join the session. Launching June 26th. Let the healing begin.